The Founding Fathers, 250 years on, their philosophies, arguments, and contradictions still shape our lives. But who were these men? Why have their ideas endured? From Mo Rocca, we have a lesson in American history.
Yes, they were flawed. Many of the men who signed the Declaration of Independence, indeed the man who wrote it, were themselves slaveholders. Yes, also, what they did that summer changed the world.
Lots of times people just want to say, we'll just write off the Declaration of Independence because of Thomas Jefferson's hypocrisy. We can't write it off. We shouldn't write it off. It is our inheritance.
Harvard professor Danielle Allen is one of the world's foremost experts on the Declaration of Independence.
To honor the 250th, what's the best thing each of us can do?
Take the time to read the Declaration of Independence out loud. I mean, it's only 1,337 words, yet it's one of the most important philosophical statements about what a good government is, what the people deserve, what we are as human beings.
By the summer of 1776, the Revolutionary War was in full swing. Delegates from the 13 colonies meeting in Philadelphia authorized the drafting of a Declaration of Independence. The drafting committee included Benjamin Franklin, a self-made printer and inventor, and Massachusetts lawyer John Adams. But it was the new kid, 33-year-old Jefferson, who hammered out the first draft, including the phrase, "All men are created equal." But did he really mean everyone? Allen says yes. Just consider what didn't make the final draft.
They included a paragraph critiquing George III for the slave trade, and they described that as a violation of the sacred rights of life and liberty of a distant people in Africa. In other words, they applied the same concept of sacred rights to Africans as they did to themselves.
Why did they take that passage out?
In the period of 1776, just as later with the Constitution, they needed to compromise, and one contested issue was already slavery.
56 men signed the Declaration, a death sentence if the revolution was unsuccessful.
What did the Founding Fathers give us?
They gave us a recognition of certain basic facts, that within human nature, there is an instinctive yearning and desire for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, but those things are there in nature, and the purpose of government is to foster them. The purpose of government is not to rule over the people. That is an enormous gift in the history of human ideas.
As a group, says University of Florida professor Alan Gelzo, the founders represent the most gifted group of leaders who ever lived in one generation in one place.
How did you decide who made the grade as a founding father?
Well, in a way, I don't know that I've ever consciously sat down and made up an official list. There are some people whom you can point to and say, all right, they are really indispensable. Somebody like Washington. Take George Washington off the table, and I don't really think you have a successful revolution. He's vital.
Do your founding fathers include any women?
Yes, they do. I think almost everybody includes someone like Abigail Adams.
Because?
Because she was the wife of John Adams, and she was constantly peppering him with advice, and she expected it to be taken.
Do your founding fathers include any black Americans?
Oh, yes. They include the soldiers, the rank and file of the Rhode Island Regiment that paraded here through the streets of Philadelphia en route to Yorktown.
Gelzo was a student tour guide in Philadelphia during the bicentennial. Since that time, he's seen a stark change in how the founding and the founders are remembered.
I think part of it is because we have come through and are still involved in some very difficult and contentious times. We're not on the other side of these contentions yet.
Danielle Allen says that this year, our 250th, we should celebrate America, and yes, its founding fathers. Not for its perfection, but for its promise.
I am proud of our country. This country put on the world's stage this proposition that people can govern themselves at the scale of a nation. Didn't exist, that idea.
what this team did over at Independence Hall.
Right, exactly.
That's a big deal.
It's a huge deal, and we should be proud of that. And again, pride doesn't mean you can't be clear-eyed about shortcomings, but we should be proud of what we've made possible for human beings, the birth of freedom, the pursuit of equality among us.